Good morning. Shabbat Shalom. Welcome. I have so many scratch outs on this and no glasses. Hold on one sec. Last second changes. Our older son Jacob, who is hopefully watching this, got COVID yesterday, so that kind of changed. Some of my best jokes were going to be about Jacob, but I'm going to stick with this guy. Yingli and I are both thrilled and honored to have people live in attendance today. As some of you might recall, to celebrate Joshua's Bar Mitzvah, of course. Not just normal Shabbos, but we got something else going too. As you may recall, some of you, 2 years ago, we celebrated Jacob's Bar Mitzvah here as well. In attendance were Yingli, me, Joshua, Jacob, Rabbi Hal, the cantor, and a video coordinator who was wandering around in and out. And that was the Bar Mitzvah. Obviously, we were in the midst of COVID. It turns out that we had the honor of having the very first live stream Bar Mitzvah, and it actually went pretty well, but without people here, so that makes a difference. The saddest part of that Bar Mitzvah for me personally was that I was going to do the first 10 verses learning Torah of Shemini, and I spent like 4 months learning it really well, and then we didn't read Torah. But I have it up here somewhere in case we need it next time. Anyway, here we are, 2 years later. Our wonderful son, Joshua, is now our Bar Mitzvah boy. And he really is a great kid, and I'm sure no other Bar Mitzvah parent ever says anything good about their son, but I'll say that he's a wonderful kid, he's a great kid. I'm a little biased. I'm not going to go on and on about it, because I heard a rumor that Rabbi Hal is going to say a few nice things about him also when he talks, so I'll leave it to Rabbi Hal. I will say that I spoke to some NFL scouts, and they told me that Joshua has a very high ceiling and should go in the first round. So we're very happy about that. Joshua mentioned this. The first section of his Haftorah today discusses the duties and obligations and some of the procedures performed by the Kohanim, the high priests, which began obviously with Aaron, the first Kohen Gadol. So this ties in a bit with us and Joshua. As you may know, the Wolinskys are Kohanim. And just to be certain, back in the 90s when they were starting to do DNA research on this sort of thing, I had the test done because I was curious. And it turns out that we actually were a match, which was not shocking because the oral traditions are really very good. It's kind of a living history. It goes back, and it's true. By the way, the test was pass-fail. They didn't grade out a curve. So you either matched or you didn't match. So it turns out Papa Louis and his dad Shlomo and everybody before him, passed down for generations and generations, were correct. And it's really kind of amazing. And so now Joshua, as a Kohen, is now a part of this tradition and living history that traces back, they think, about 107 generations and about 3,300 years directly to the original Kohanim and priests, which is pretty special, and it's a very great honor for us, and I hope for Joshua. And in addition, one more little side note, because Joshua obviously has Yingli and Chinese blood, this is even more rare. A Kohen with Asian, Chinese blood is very rare, I would imagine, and we're very honored about that also. We are very proud of being Jewish and our history and our traditions and each other's heritage, and we look forward to Joshua remaining involved with Judaism and Jewish life, and he will hopefully continue this unbroken Kohani tradition in the future as well. I would like to say hello again to our son Jacob, who is, I'm sure, watching very closely, or he's on the phone with his friends. So, and before I close, I would like to welcome all Wolinsky relatives watching online, and I want to say ni hao to Yingli's relatives in China and in Toronto, who may or may not be watching, but they may get it in the future. And I want to say thank you to everybody for coming today. We really appreciate it. Thank you very much. I don't know, Yingli, did you want to say a word or two?
I'm good.
Amen. Shabbat shalom to you all. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you. Jacob, we love you very much. Thank you for watching on the Zoom.
So for you, you get the orange bag. If you guys want to take the bag for him. Yeah. Joshua, we are so proud of you. I just handed to your parents a gift bag which has all the gifts that our congregation is going to give to you. You're good, you can take it. Yeah. Included in that bag are certificate for Bar Mitzvah, certificate for the Gift of Israel, which is a gift from the congregation along with the Jewish Education Center of Cleveland and the Jewish Federation of Cleveland, for a trip to Israel. Hopefully next year you'll join the community 8th grade trip to Israel, or another opportunity perhaps in high school or in college to explore the land of Israel. There's a certificate for a tree planted in the B'nai Yeshurun garden by Cantor Schiffman, Rabbi Foster, and myself in your honor. And there's a special Eitz Chaim Chumash, the same Torah volume that we use, that is a gift from a fund established in honor of our emeritus Rabbi Stanley Schachter and Dr. Lifsa Schachter. There's a special book from our Chazak senior group, text messages. There's a Kiddush cup from our men's club, candlesticks from our sisterhood. And earlier this week, on Thursday morning, Joshua came and wore tefillin for the first time. A very special gift from two funds established in our congregation by Barry Feldman and by Elia Azoff of blessed memory. We hope that those tefillin that are yours, that you'll keep wearing them as you continue with your Jewish journey. Joshua, how special it is to celebrate your achievements, the wonderful young man that you are. I think we can all see it today, and you heard it from his dad, and I have more. Joshua, we have a long history. Cantor Schiffman and I had the honor to officiate at your parents' wedding. We welcomed your brother Jacob and you to the Jewish people at your brises, and now it is a special honor to stand on this bima with you. You are smart, funny, and kind, a fast learner, someone who picks things up easily, whether it's golf, clarinet, or Torah. You can achieve anything that you put your mind to. You're a student in our Makom middle school and high school program here at the synagogue, and we look forward to you joining our classes next year as well. You come from a family that values education and humility, a family that taught you to have pride in yourself. You honor your Asian and Ashkenazi Jewish heritages, and I know that you miss your every other year to China to see your family back there. You come from a very special family in our congregation. Your father, Mark, is our high holiday choir director, working alongside Cantor Schiffman for so many years. Your mother was an adult B'nai Mitzvah with Cantor Schiffman. You have your father's dry sense of humor, what they call the Wolinsky sarcasm. You can be quiet, a man of few words. You're very multi-talented, swimming, tennis, piano, and of course, playing video games. You designed your own talit, your prayer shawl, which you are wearing. You made it here at B'nai Yeshurun in our B'nai Mitzvah seminar. And if anyone can see, it is decorated with a piano and with baseball. Tennis is your favorite sport now. You told me you prefer singles over doubles. Forehand is your strength, but I'd like to talk about some of the other strengths that you have. Joshua, you live with kindness and empathy. You like to help people, and that's evident from the 2 mitzvah projects that you've taken on. A proud Kohen, as your father explained, the beginning of your parsha describes the priests, as he said, the leaders, spiritual leaders of the people who elevated themselves, who stood up and took lead, leading the people in prayer, bringing offerings and teaching, just like you did today for each and every one of us. The Torah portion describes a priest being without any blemish, perfect, without even the slightest imperfection. If any of these issues appeared, a priest would be disqualified from serving. Today, we have a much more inclusive community. We find ways to engage and connect with everyone. We welcome those who wish to be a part of our congregational community, no matter any difference, ability, or lack. We are a community for all. In my opinion, being a priest isn't about modeling unattainable perfection, but it's that a priest should inspire us to reach beyond ourselves, to try to always do our best, a goal for all. So Joshua, I hope that you become that priest, the priest that always steps up to lead, but also that strives to do their best. May you do it every day, not just in Judaism, but in all that you do. So at this point, I'm going to ask you to walk to the bima, or to the ark. I'm going to have your parents join me for a special blessing.